All right, well, thank you everybody for coming out tonight, especially those that made the long trip down to Tickaboo and back this weekend. Now to have one more drive up here today. So, thank you. If you, for paid members, if you did not get a ballot coming in, please get a ballot for the elections tonight. You'll be voting for 7 board members, and then president, vice president, treasurer, secretary. Just a show of hands, for those that were down at Tickaboo this weekend, how many enjoyed the ride? How many are interested in doing it again next?
Yes! Did you get back?
If you get a chance, go on Tickaboo, the resort's website, and give them a good review on how things went down. I thought they did an awesome job with the food, and the rooms and stuff. As far as I know, everything went very well. No hiccups. Everybody's food was right. The rooms and stuff. So give them a good review on there. They'd really appreciate it. So yeah, so we'll look at definitely look at doing the ride again next year. I'm sure that's a given. Yeah. So the other rides we'll all be planning with the new board when the new board convenes in January. Our first meeting, we'll be planning all the other rides and that go throughout the year. It's we've got some new thing going on this year that we're doing a sub for Santa for a senior, for one of the senior centers here. So this is like our angel tree up here. So if you would like to take a name of one of the seniors there, it's got a list of I think 3 items that they would like. Or if you would rather, donate money and have somebody else do the shopping, that's fine. Kyle's got a list up here, so if you take a name, write down you took in that. So Christmas party is December 8th at 4:30. Was it?
Yeah.
4:30 at the Spaghetti Factory
In Taylorsville. There's 2 choices for dinner. Spaghetti with meat sauce or fettuccine alfredo.
2 choices for dinner: spaghetti with meat sauce or fettuccine alfredo. Bring a white elephant gift to share for the after dinner. So, do they need to RSVP on that?
We just try to get a head count, if that would be possible, yeah. Just so that we can have a rough estimate of how many people are going to be there.
Okay.
So they know how to get staffing.
What was the cost per meal? Do you remember? I think it was.
Sue,
Yeah,
do you remember how much it was?
it was under about around 15.
Yeah, it was between 15 and 20.
I think it was like closer to $15.
Yeah, you get a salad, an entree, dessert. You get a beverage. There will be alcohol available for you to purchase if you want. That's all.
They told me beverages were extra.
Yeah, that's right. The beverages are extra. Water is included.
Yes.
What do you want? White Elephant.
Generally under $20. Don't go out and spend $50 on a white elephant gift.
Only if I
Only if I get it.
Just
You may get it, but you
remember,
will probably
there's a
not keep it.
handicap roaming
You know how that works.
I'm not saying anything.
around. I still have him.
Do you really?
I do, I still have him. He's coming back.
Good job. Because I would take you home.
I've had him my whole year at my house. The king cat. The dead cat. From the Christmas party.
No.
Just,
I have him.
it's 4:30 on
If I can't have yours, I'll have hers.
December 8th.
What?
Saturday.
What?
Okay.
It's a
Oh,
Sunday.
Sunday.
It's a Sunday.
Are you going?
Okay.
Am I? No, I'm just setting it up so y'all can be there.
I just wanted to know if I was going to be busy that day.
No, you're good. You can go.
A lot of you may have seen some of the stuff that's going on with, we were all overjoyed with the fact that street legal ATVs and UTVs were going to be allowed in national parks. Then we just got our balloon deflated here a couple of weeks ago when they rescinded the order. So we have a pretty good fight on our hands with this, but I think it's one that ultimately we will win this battle. Myself, Bud Bruning, Brett Stewart, Brian Twyman from Boar Off Road. We had Blue Ribbon Coalition. We had a meeting with John Curtis here about a week and a half ago, because John Curtis felt the need to stick his nose into this, and he put it out there that if enough people were against it, he was going to get a bill passed to ban them in the national parks. So we finally got a meeting with him, and we politely told him to keep his nose where it belonged. We showed him the statutes that Congress gave up the right to make any decisions on that 30 years ago. They decided they didn't want to deal with the roads within national parks, national forests, so they left this up to the Interior Department. And the Interior Department's directive is that all roads within the national forests and national parks will follow the guidelines of the state's street legal laws in which they reside. So, that being said, our street legal laws allow the use of ATVs and UTVs on street legal. So currently they're not following their own directive. It most likely will end up in court. This whole thing, so I think there's some things going on right now. I've heard rumors of some of the park directors being reassigned to different areas. I know they recently did that to the director in Yosemite National Park, because there were things he was trying to ban that are technically allowed. So I do know that he's been reassigned, and I've heard that others are moves are impending, and maybe when that happens, this whole thing will change gears. But so we did open a dialogue with John Curtis. You know, again, you don't trust a snake. You know it's a snake when you deal with it. And that's just my own personal opinion of John Curtis, is I don't trust what he says, but we'll see where it goes from here. His thing was, well, maybe we can open up certain roads. You know, what roads are you most wanting? And we said all the ones that other street legal vehicles are traveling on. In our mind, we can't bargain. You have to go for everything or nothing, because they'll if you go for certain ones, they'll find a way to shut them down on you anyway. So for those that weren't on the ride, when we did the Poison Springs portion of it, you know, I talked to a lot of people there where that road kept going for miles, but we could have only gone another approximately 3 miles, and we would have run into a sign that says no street legal ATVs or UTVs entering Canyonlands National Park. It's a dirt road. It's a dirt road. Every other dual sport motorcycle, Jeep, 4x4, they can go there. So it's a discriminatory act to discriminate on us just by the looks of our vehicle. And what it's there, all those other vehicles are every bit as capable of going off trail as any of us, you know. But the media really played it up to misinform people. I mean, the newspaper, the news stations, every one of them tried to make it sound as if we were opening up trails within the national park. That's not what this was about at all. It was about allowing every type of street legal vehicle on the roads where every other street legal vehicle is allowed to go. You can't discriminate against one. If you're going to close it down, that's fine. Close it down to everybody. So that's kind of the direction that's headed. Like I said, it's most likely going to end up in a court battle, which we feel like we ultimately will win, but it's a long, drawn-out process. And in the meantime, there are some very nice backcountry roads that would be very, very nice to be able to go on, you know. So, if you have ballots that you have not turned in, could you get them to Anita so she can get them turned in so they can start counting? You know, I ask this question at the end of every year, you know, how does everybody feel like things went this year? Are there things that you want to see different, you know, next year? You want more 2-day rides, you want less 2-day rides, you know. This is information that we need as a board to be able to do the best that we can in planning out the rides for everybody. It seems like the 2-day rides have been very popular, but at times it's, you know, it's inconvenient for some. So, any thoughts out there?
I like the 2-day ride.
Like everybody was saying, the more 2-day rides we had more people than close rides. We had less people. So that's one thing that we have.
And I heard from several people that they really liked that night ride that we did. So maybe we can put some more night rides in some of them.
Okay.
The long
Yeah,
ones.
we can definitely do more night rides. They do present their own challenges, but we can get them worked out, you know, for those that went on the night ride. Well, those that didn't go on the night ride. Normally when we're doing our rides, we do a drop system where we drop a person at the turn. Night rides, that doesn't work very well to leave somebody like that. So we kind of changed things up, and we use the buddy system where you stop at the turn and wait for the person behind you. So yeah, we can do the night rides, incorporate some. I'm all for it. I love the night rides. Megan?
For those of us that still work, the Friday, Saturday rides are a little difficult getting time off work, especially when they're so far away, because then you have to take Thursday, Friday off to get there. So maybe do 2-day rides on a or Saturday, Sunday, instead of always on a Friday, Saturday. Just not everybody's retired yet. Yeah.
Hey, I resemble that.
You're not retired yet either.
Well, what's the
I
problem?
happen to be one of those people that aren't retired either. I'm just really tired, not retired. And I understand that, you know, and we can look at doing that. For me, it's no different whether I take Thursday, Friday, or Friday, Monday off. If I'm riding Saturday and Sunday, I still have 2 days I have to travel, but we can look at changing, you know, changing things up a little bit. Any other, are the rides too long? They not long enough?
Is there such thing as too long?
Not for me. I just keep riding. I don't care, you know. But you know, I mean, it is, you know.
Chickaboo is a nice balance. We've had some long rides, some short rides. Got a night ride in there. It was just a nice balance. It was a good,
Yeah.
you know, nice place to stay. Got away.
You know, I do try to plan the rides generally about 50 to 60 miles in a day. That seems like it's about, especially when we start getting up 25 and 30 machines, it's hard to do more miles than that. And I try to make my rides a little bit flexible too, so we can, you know, change up if we need to in that. But I mean, that's what I need to know is when we're planning these rides, how long of a ride are you guys comfortable with? You know, I've done 150 miles in a day. It don't bother me a bit. So, but at the same time, we need to get people back, have food, things like that, you know. And then if we're doing a night ride, you know, we're going to wear everybody out during the day, and then nobody want to participate in the night ride. So, yeah, we need to find a good balance. And I agree, Chickaboo was a very, very good balance. I feel like the rides were the right length. What about locations for rides? What, you know, well, I ask this every year, and we give one or two, but there's got to be places out there that your heart really has the desire to go ride.
The swell.
What?
The swell.
The swell?
It's good riding in the Uintas. You head up toward Idaho, you know, Bear Lake way. But you know, work toward Hardware Ranch. I think you did that this year. We missed that one, but
Yeah, we did Hardware Ranch. But
yeah, Hardware Ranch and then up all the way up to Garden City and around. There's a lot of good riding up that way.
There's gotta be more trails up north. I mean, you ride in the south a lot.
You're limited
What we do.
though, by the season.
Yeah, it's, you know, and that's a logistical problem too that we run into is trying to find trails, you know. It's like our late spring rides, it's like we're trying to find a good place, but it's like, are we going to have too much snow in this area to be able to do it?
There's lots of good riding up Jacob City Way, Soldier Canyon Way, out in the Tooele area too.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's kind of been a little bit of an issue because of what the Alts have going on in Jacob City. That's really thrown a damper because I personally would have just rode over the top on my own over Butterfield down, but with the roads and that, they got closed off. It's like, so that's an issue that we need to get Tooele County's buddy here, get them to get it resolved. It's ridiculous.
2 weeks ago, we rode that Soldier Canyon up Jacob City, come across one to go into Ophir, and Rio Tinto is shutting it all down up there. They're gating everything off up there, putting fences up. Looks like they're fixing to mine that area again. They're shutting it all down. There is a gate that you can open and go through that gets you from the bus over to the cabin on that side hill. There's a gate there, but you can go through it. You can pass through it. But everything else is gated, no trespassing, painted red. They're shutting it way down up there.
And it's not just the alts anymore, it's now Rio Tinto.
So,
The Yellowstone 50-inch trail.
Can't do the 50
Well-
trails because not everybody's the same.
Oh, but we can do it separate.
you know, and that's another issue that we've looked at. You know, there's a lot of us are still 50 inches, and I personally love the 50-inch trails, but I don't plan them unless there's an alternate route around them, because it eliminates probably 65% of the people here from being able to participate because they're wider than 50 inches. So, but, you know, we do look, just because there's a 50-inch trail there, it doesn't mean that we can't ride it. I just have to find, usually if we come to those areas where there's a 50-inch trail and an alternate route around it, we split the group and I take the 50-inch machines one way, and it's usually Dave McKenna takes everybody else around the other way, and we meet back up. So, but we will look at doing on an alternate weekend, you know, some 50-inch only rides, because the Gooseberry is absolutely fantastic place to ride. But that's one area that the majority of it, where there's a 50-inch trail, there is no alternate trail around. So you're kind of, there's no way to do it with wider machines being involved. So we are exploring the options of having a separate ride for just the 50-inch machines.
I need a 50-inch machine.
They're a dedicated service project, right? No, that'd be fantastic. Actually, now that you bring that up, I have been asked by my contact at BLM. She's going to be doing a project out at Knowles in the spring, and has asked for our help, and I said we would love to help. So I will probably try to get her to come to the January meeting, kind of tell everybody what she has planned and that. You know, BLM people get a bad rep. They get a reputation of being hard to work with, and some of them aren't. I'm not going to lie to you, some of them aren't. But we've been very fortunate to have one that's very easy to work with and wants to help out in any way that she can. So she helps us out on the Ride for Life, and so whatever we can do to help, you know. Plus that just puts money back into the trail system for all your volunteer hours. They get approximately $24 an hour in grants to put back into the trail system. So service projects are always good.
What about Joe's Valley? Is that very good?
Yeah, well, they used to do Joe's Valley quite a bit, but we haven't done Joe's Valley for a long time. So we can look at doing Joe's Valley.
Is that like a day ride?
6 months. Whatever.
You can do a day, but it's usually I don't even know where Joe's Valley is.
Joe's Valley's in the European system. You guys were probably right by it last year when you did the ride out of Manti. You would have just been up over the
Oh,
top.
yeah, it was down that end.
North
Shut
of-
So,
Like we discussed 6 mile, where you have 50 trail and
yeah, we can do that. we could do Fillmore. We've done Fillmore a couple of times, but we haven't done it for a couple of years.
West side of the
I did part of that on the big ride this year. I was only able to attend one day, but so. Yeah, Skyline, Joe's Valley, that's all the same general area. Yeah.
Are you going to continue your working relationship with Wasatch Mountain? Those work parties,
Yes.
Those work parties were good, fun, but they have such a quick turnaround. They never give you a lot of lead time as to when
Yeah, and that's something I told Tracy. I said, if you want a lot of participation on these service projects, you got to give us a little heads up. You can't call me the night before and say, hey, we got a service project tomorrow. Sorry.
Are we going to have to recertify for?
I need to get with Mike Thomas from State Parks and see. I know a lot of us for our trail posts are probably up for, and I think you can actually do it online. You can recertify online. So I will be talking with Chris Haller and them. So and there's so many new people that aren't certified anyway. I just need to get a class arranged sometime after the first of the year. Winter time is always best because then it's not, people don't have so much going on, you know.
Newbury will go up 3 times this year.
Yeah, so, and yeah, once you're certified as a trail host, you can go up to Wasatch Mountain State Park any day, any night, and go, you know, do trail hosting up there. So yeah, we'll continue that relationship with them. We're going to continue with the Hills for Heroes event. This was our second year, so we're going into our third year. And again, we learned a lot this year. We learned that we need to take more control of things. so yeah. A couple of my favorite, you know, one of my favorite places to ride is down in Kanab. You know, Kanab is an awesome place. If you guys have not ridden, you know, some of you have gone down there to the when they did the fun run and gone down with me on that. But there's some really great trails over in the Coral Pink Sand area that are really fantastic, that I know most of you have never had a chance to do. So that's one of my favorite. Yeah. So.
I'm sorry. Right went down.
One of I think some of our hardest rides to plan. Some of our hardest rides to plan are the winter months, you know, because we have to plan all these low elevation rides. There's only so many different areas close by. You know, we try to keep them close by so people aren't having to travel a long ways if possible bad weather coming or that. So, you know, but the old standbys are 5 Mile, Cherry Creek, Dell, Simpson Springs. Is there any other low elevation rides that are fairly close that anybody's done that they would, you know?
Speaking of Simpson Springs, my wife and I were out there Saturday and we saw over 240 wild horses between Simpson and Riverville.
Yeah, see a lot of wild horses and stuff.
Just past Riverbed on the other side of the Railway Pass, you got the geo beds. And a lot of people like going out and digging geos.
Somebody had mentioned Topaz Mountain. Topaz Mountain, it definitely would need to be a 2-day ride because, and it's definitely a camp out because it's a long drive out there. So that's one of the areas we can look at. We also, yeah, yes, we definitely need some clothes. So if you think of anything, just you can email me, you can call me, whatever, text it to me. Another one of the ones that we talked about is doing an out-of-state ride. I did the rally in the Pines up in Salmon here a couple of years ago, and there's some fantastic places to ride up there. And it's really not any further drive up there than it was down to Kickapoo. It's about 5.5 hour drive up there. But it's some beautiful trails and stuff up there. So, that's one of the ones that we can look at.
Are they reciprocal with the registration and stuff?
Reciprocity goes away the first of the year, even with Utah. What they found out with the reciprocity agreements on the registration was that some of the states around us weren't recognizing us. Colorado, Wyoming, Nevada weren't recognizing us. So it seems like the states that we had reciprocity with was like Oklahoma, Nebraska, places like that none of us are going to go to ride. So most of them are coming here to ride, not us going there. So it's going to be for anybody coming into Utah after the first year, unless they come in for a rally. The rallies have exemptions for the time period during the rally, but it's going to be a $30 out-of-state permit. And I know Arizona's already charging that to us.
So is Colorado.
And Colorado does also. Yeah, Wyoming does it. It's pretty much everything. The street legal gets a little bit muddy because if the state doesn't have street legal laws, then you're paying anyway. So the reciprocity is just, like I said, it's going away the first of the year. If the other thing that was happening too is you look at like Montana, it's $50 registration, it's a lifetime registration. Well, a lot of people living here in Utah have family in Montana, so they're taking their machines to Montana and registering them there and paying $50 and they're coming down here and wearing out our trail systems. So.
But in Montana, you have to buy a particular pass for a particular area, so it still costs you $10 or $15 a day.
So. But they were bypassing, and some of them do it in Idaho or whatever, that had lower registration fees. They were going and registering the machines out of state and then coming and keeping them here to ride. So that will end that for them. They're going to have to, they're still, at the very least, they're going to have to pay for that $30 permit to ride from out of state. The barbecues that we do after the ride, is everybody still like doing those?
Great.
Absolutely.
I was really impressed with this weekend.
Cookies.
Yeah, we had enough food to feed an army this weekend, so. But
We had a small army this weekend.
How many hamburgers did you guys buy?
Not enough.
well, we ended up. I think I had a package of 24 hot dogs, and I know we had 50 some odd burgers. I think I come back with 4 patties left. I think we were close to 60 hamburgers, and we come back with 4 patties left. So So yeah, we definitely had a lot of people on Saturday or on Friday night.
Super cool, by the way, that you guys fed the guy at the desk. That was way awesome.
Yeah, but we, you know,
We
I
had
tell
to
you,
do something to compensate what we've done to him.
we tortured him for 3 nights. Saturday night, I'm surprised he didn't 86 us out of there. No, they were, you
I
know,
almost did.
I got,
Yeah, she was not happy because they didn't hear us up there.
we,
Tear, tear.
I received a lot of compliments from the staff of the hotel and the restaurant on our group. They said our group was so absolutely amazing. Everything was so well organized and nobody was bitching. Nobody was complaining. They said they had the UTV rally down there, and the woman at the hotel says all I did was list the complaints from people. He says, so you guys have been absolutely fantastic. We want to have you guys back anytime. So.
Really nothing to complain about. Great times. Our bed is great. Where else are you going to go?
If you just drink more, the bed was fine. The bed was fine.
If you made it that
Can
far.
we tell them where the beds come from, Terry?
Just the bad ones.
I think the one that I had came from Lumps Are Us.
You have seen ours, and mine, that was a Serta. I took pictures, I took it to work today.
Did you take it to work with
It
you?
was a
Show-
20-year-old mattress.
I just wish my toilet would have flushed. That would have been nice. Sticking your hand in the tank every time you had to flush a
Come
toilet.
on.
See, there's all the complaints. They didn't do
We just
that.
didn't give it to them.
String
Thank you for not doing this down
It was more
there.
fun watching her stick her hand in there.
Yes,
Assholes.
they do have some upgrading to do. It is a work in progress.
Yeah, new management.
It's all good.
So,
Like I said, just drink more. The bed's fine.
Terry will try to find the
I'm having to shoot with that.
Or borrow.
Kind of like people that do construction.
Thank you for that.
Any more ride suggestions?
Covered the state.
Huh?
Bad John.
Bill, we need to have a talk.
Hey, you know, what about,
Oh yeah, Mayfield.
Mayfield, yeah.
what's that canyon up out of Price? You're coming out of Carbon, coming
Yeah, we
up
could do the
Pass.
Bountiful Beach or
Goes
Farmington
south.
Canyon.
and it says Price Canyon Recreation Area or something right there.
G, you don't want to take that.
You don't want to go there? Oh, okay.
I actually drove up there last time I was on the price. It's horrible.
Oh,
And there's no trails.
Been years since I've been up there, but yeah.
oh.
Oh, then
So
we
we
did.
can look at that area. And again, you know, there's only so many weekends that we have to ride, so we'll try to get the most popular ones for sure. I mean, Tickaboo's sounds like it's a definite given to do again next year.
You've been down to Mesquite?
We haven't been down, we went down to Mesquite about 5 years ago. We haven't been down there. That's a good, if anybody's interested in doing like the February ride to get out of the cold, February, early March.
I don't think anybody would do that.
Are we ready for the outlaw trail in Berlin?
Outlaw.
That's a 50.
That is a 50-inch, we can do is a 50-inch ride.
They have more than 50 inch, because we took our Honda on a bunch of them out there.
Like Yellowstone, up there.
Yeah, several of them ended up right out of Berlin.
Yeah.
They went on.
I'd love to ride the area, you know, I've not ridden a lot in the Vernal area, so that's one that, yeah.
Right, Shane over, rides, the rides.
Through Indian Canyon,
What's that?
through Indian Canyon.
Yeah. Go up over through 9 Mile over the top, drop down into Sunnyside.
Yeah, all the ones that me and him went on, they were about 50 inch. He had our Honda on the first one, went up to what arch? Moonshine. They went up to Moonshine Arch, that one's not 50 inch, we did up.
No, I know there's a lot up there that aren't 50 inch, but Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't the Outlaw itself a 50 inch?
The fun stuff.
The fun stuff.
The stuff that makes kids scream like a girl is 50 inch. Oh, yeah.
I didn't hear Kim screaming like a girl, but I heard Willie let out a gasp or two. Where is your sidekick tonight anyway?
You were the one who was screaming at me when I was going.
Yeah, keep your wheels on the ground.
Oh, you know what? He told me that too, and it wasn't even me, so we don't believe anything he said.
He was screaming when I was going.
Isn't that where you floated your bike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can-Am's float look pretty good at that.
Good to know. Kyle, you'll float.
So I'm slowly start on.
Not a balloon.
So 33 is power or something.
They're in Lee's Canyon. Started pretty flat.
Well, at least you don't have
So,
to blow out.
all right, well, thanks. That does give us a good, you know, idea of different, you know, because, yeah, like I said, we ask this every year, and it seems like we don't get a lot of answers on it. So, you know, I want to take you guys where you want to go. I mean, yeah, I can take you where I like to go, and that's great. But
Where would that be?
I ain't going to Oklahoma. But I go for home.
If you go do that, we'll do mines and meadows, we go 32 miles in a mine.
Why is that?
I'm game.
That would be cool.
Why is that? You said you don't want to know.
Yeah, I think that would be
That's out of
cool.
Pittsburgh, and then it's just a 2-hour drive down to Illinois.
I would love to do that. Isn't it?
Not as fun as whatever it is.
Hey, you
Oh,
said,
really?
where would be a couple places you would take us if it was your choice?
What's that?
Where would be a couple places you would take us if it was your choice?
If it was my choice, definitely Kanab. That's, like I said, Kanab is one of my favorites. Mail drop loop is awesome. And the barracks trail, you can incorporate a lot. You could, what they call hell dive, incorporate into that, or over to Elephant Cove. If you're feeling really adventuresome, Hog Canyon, the real technical part of Hog Canyon. So Kanab has a lot of fantastic riding in that. So that would be right there at the top of my list. And then, you know, like I said, I'm with everybody else. The Tickler ride, we've only begun to scratch the surface of what's down there. I'll be going with Brett Stewart down there a couple times and go ride some of those trails up in the Henrys.
You're going to find Butch Cassidy this time?
You know, I'll make him show me where Butch Cassidy's signature is. It's one of those things, if you don't know it, and you can have somebody tell you, but if you don't know it for sure, if you haven't seen it, it's pretty hard to find. So I did my best.
No, mine's good. We want you to show us.
Pinosh. Yeah, we did Fillmore Pinosh here a couple of years ago, but that's a good ride. it's a good time, and like I said, I'm more than happy to go back down. You know, and then Panguitch is another one of my favorite areas to ride, but yeah, we're trying to, you know, generally when we plan our rides, we try not to plan too many long distance rides in a row, you know, where you're driving 4 or 5, you know, hours to get to. But honestly, sometimes we can't avoid it. You know, it's just, you only have so many months to ride. But, you know, if you look at like Kanab and Tickaboo, both of those could be, the Tickaboo I would definitely do as a fall ride, a September or October ride. I would not want to cross the Dirty Devil during runoff. that was getting borderline too deep. I don't want to go swimming again, trust me. So yeah, I just wouldn't do that in the spring. But Kanab could be easily done as a spring ride, late April, early May, into June. It's a good time down there. After that, it gets a little bit warm. So, Dirty Devil, yeah. We crossed it right there. Coming into Hanksville, that you cross it right there. That's the Dirty Devil. Yeah, trust me, I was not real keen on just blasting into it when I come to it. I eased into it very slowly.
Very slowly. And then sat there.
Yeah, after going swimming last year, I decided I wanted to test it out a little bit. But
Hey, at least the water wasn't frozen.
Yep, like I said, we absolutely struck gold for weather down there. It was perfect. So, well, again, that'll give us some good ideas on rides to plan for next year, and we'll do that when the new board meets the 1st of January. So, do we have a room raffle? Okay.
Before we do that, though, I ended up with somebody's spoon from Friday night's dinner. Does anybody claim this spoon?
It came out of, I can't remember what. Oh, you know what? It was in the
Restaurant.
no the 7-layer dip that Wendy and John brought.
Oh, okay.
It might be theirs. You told me to throw it away. I was gonna say no. You told me to throw it away, so I did. We even fed the hotel breakfast for 2 days with all the muffins and garbage.
And you get a choice of what you want to do.
Okay, the blue ticket is 883990. 883990.
Hey, that's us.
The last ticket we bought, huh?
Awesome. See Karen.
Back here.
All right, that will conclude tonight's meeting.
You win that, now you get to bring next one.
Yeah.
Well, it won't be till January.
Nope.
The tentative date for the Ride for Life is August 15th and 16th. I called and left 2 messages. I will call again tomorrow morning and send an email. And please return my call so we can get this. We want to have our begging letters out here right shortly. Because there are companies we want to get donations from, but they have to have it by the November 1st of December.
So, are you gonna do another bench for us? You gonna step it up just a little bit?
You might do it if there's any.
All right. that'll conclude tonight's meeting then, so. Again, remember the Christmas party. There will be no club meeting in December. The Christmas party will be the,
She has another door prize.
we have another. All right, we're gonna draw 2 more tickets.
We're trying to get a date. Sorry. That's what you get for being too fast.
We have 1 more blue ticket, 883-995.
Probably Megan again.
Nope, it's my name on the